Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 157 show. Once again, my name is Jonathan. Sitting over here is Austin.
Yep.
It's just Austin this
It's
time,
Austin.
isn't it? So this is going to be the week, you just told me.
Week 12 review,
There
folks.
it is. Week 12 review.
Yep.
And we had some interesting things. Again, like always, my prediction is wrong on just... I tried to throw some outlandish predictions out there for scores and stuff, and they were wrong. I said Alabama's going to win by 30. That was not the case.
Not at all.
We was in
Arkansas put up over 30.
Yeah, we was in a little bit of a fight there for a while, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know why. I don't know what it is that we cannot seem to figure out on the defensive side of the ball. But
All right, so before we dive into it, y'all make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and comment your thoughts below. So let's roll it with it into Alabama.
So I don't know what we can do. I don't know what exactly is wrong to the point where we have to get it fixed immediately.
Well, when KJ Jefferson throws 22 for 30 for
that, and he threw for like over 300 yards.
Yeah.
He was like second to last in the SEC.
Yeah, 326 yards.
Yeah, and he was like second to last in the SEC for in passing yardage or passing per game.
Yeah.
It's unfucking real.
And then
I said it.
I went there. Okay, Burks had 8 catches for 179 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
That's
this.
the guy that we couldn't stop.
Yeah.
That's our playmaker, but
Isn't the strength of Nick Saban? I know he's kind of defensive minded. He's cornerbacks. Does he work with them primarily?
defensive backs, yes. That's his
position back in the day.
Yeah.
What's going on? That's the weak point.
We don't have that shutdown corner. Job, I thought, was going to be the guy. He played good last year. He's struggling this year. He's giving up big plays after big plays after big plays, and he's just constantly getting beat. And I tell you another thing too, and I commented this on a Saturday Down South article. We are killing ourselves in penalties, in stupid penalties. We had a chance to put the game out of reach early on, and it was third down, I believe, and Bryce scrambled around. It was a Heisman. I'm calling it what it was. A Heisman moment. It was a Heisman play.
Had it not been
called back for a stupid holding penalty.
Yeah, and it was in the back. If I remember correctly, he was rolling out. I think it was almost behind the play.
Yeah, he rolled out left, rolled up, and the right tackle was the one that got called.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Holding happens, folks. We know that. But
and then on the very next play, he runs backwards and loses like 30 yards, and then we missed the field goal. So that just killed that whole drive.
Yeah, you got to keep it. You got to keep it in here.
Yeah.
Not arm's reach.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The guys are young. They're trying to gel together, but still, I don't know. Right. I don't know exactly what it is.
Well, let's talk positives though.
Okay, positives. Bryce threw. He looked phenomenal.
Let's talk about that with his 559 yards.
I mean, like 60 or 70-year-old.
1969 was the last time it happened. It was in the Iron Bowl.
I was gonna say it's been a while.
That's interesting. I'm glad it didn't occur in the Iron Bowl.
He had to.
Well, yes, because your defense is struggling so much.
Yeah, but I mean, and there was no. I don't want to say there wasn't a run game because Brian ran. He ran.
I got all the stats wrote down. And I was thinking, dude, Robinson carried out. I think he had 120 yards.
As thin as we are,
20-some carries.
He got the carries.
He had the carries that I wanted Tate Bigsby to have.
Yeah.
He had 27 carries.
He earned every bit of those carries too. I remember he carried the ball all the way down, and he was. You could see him over there, breathing heavy and everything. He was wore out, but he did his thing.
And then, of course, since your quarterback had 559 yards passing, obviously you're going to have 2 receivers.
Yep.
That had blazing.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah. Almost 200 yards.
Yeah.
And I think Mechie had over 150.
Mechie stepped up in this game too.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see him step up and actually do something. He's been kind of in the shadow this year with Jameson Williams being the breakaway guy. So it's nice to see him do his thing.
So what's going on with the offensive line?
The offensive line is terrible. I'm just going to call it as I see it. It is terrible. They're not gelling like they need to. Now, we've had some injuries and we had to remove some guys around and stuff like that, but this line is young. The whole team is young, but the offensive line is young.
You could say that this is Young's team?
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. We need a little button for that one.
I don't know which one it is. I have to find it again.
Don't do it. But we'll spare y'all that one.
No, so the offensive line is young. They're not gelling though as good as they need to. Now they've looked in some plays they've looked really good. I'm like, holy crap, how are we blocking? But if you bring more than 3, that's it. We can't. We don't know what we're doing.
Hey, you don't have to worry about it with Derek Mason, but we'll talk more about
3
that
only.
in the
Okay.
Week 13
That's
preview.
fine. We're in a good situation then.
I hate to do that. I said let's talk positive, and then the next thing I talk about is O-line. So I'm going back negative. But outside of Young having a great game, beating the record, and the Mechie and Williams. It's Williams, right? Yeah. Williams balled out.
Yeah.
And Robinson had a lot of carries.
Offensive wise, production
through the roof.
Through the roof. No problem whatsoever on offense, other than the offensive line.
Yeah.
But there's, like I said, at times they flash really good protection. Other times it's like, dude, what are we doing? We can't stop a leaky faucet. I mean,
yeah.
But and I just want to address it since we're on Alabama. Nick Saban come out with on his show the other day and said that Alabama fans have, for the most part, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but have unreal expectations and are no longer happy with a win.
Oh yeah, like when you beat a team 42-35, still a W. It's fine. That's
I have
fine.
no problem with what he says, but and I've seen comments where, and I think the same way too. He's kind of built the expectation like this. Early on in his tenure, he expected perfection, and he's always called out players that nothing was ever perfect, and I feel like that's all out. Not all. Don't get me wrong, not all, but some of the Alabama fans, that's what they're doing is calling out the problems that we're having, and I'm going to say 98% of them have to do with the defensive side of the ball. I mean, nobody has said a word about offense.
Outside
I was at 2% early on with some of the play calls.
No, I'm with you.
But the defense wide, I think almost 100% of the complaints has been defense. But in that, I mean, it's it's not that we're expecting perfection. It's that
the standard
is not being lived up to. That he set is not being achieved, I guess.
Yeah, and let's be clear though, a bad Alabama season is a great season for most programs. So let's be clear here. Like we're not, folks, don't think that we're knocking them on that. Well, Jonathan, I'm just kind of tagging on.
2 wins or 2 losses, excuse me, is I mean, just about anywhere else you go.
2 losses at Mississippi State.
Oh,
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss too. Yeah,
like you're good. You're go. Even Auburn. I mean, that's perfect.
It's a good, phenomenal season.
Yeah, that's a New Year's 6.
But over the last 15 years, 14 years, Alabama's been top dog, and yes, we've lost games here and there, but we've dominated the whole season for the most part, other than 1 or 2 games.
There's always a few here and there.
But it seems like over the last few years, we've kind of struggled defensively more and more, and we're not. And this is a term you've probably heard a lot. Alabama is not dominating the line of scrimmage in the trenches anymore.
Yeah,
none. They've been pushed around a lot recently, and it kind of blows my mind just in general for the coaching staff, because they are 99, or I'd say 99, probably 90% NFL coaches.
We discussed that in a previous episode too.
That's all I'm going to say. We got the win. I'm happy with it. Offense wise, we showed out. Defense needs some work. It is with that. Defense needs some work. That's all I'll say. I mean, I'm happy with it, and yeah.
You gonna roll into the Auburn
We can roll
section?
into Auburn, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm done with my Alabama rant.
No, I mean it is what it is. How do you want to do it? Do we even want to talk about the play call or the controversial call?
I'll let you just start it off, and we can just roll into it.
Well, I've already said I wanted Tank Bigsby to have more carries. I think he had 22 carries, and he was averaging over 5 yards a carry. I'm going to say 7.5 is kind of the number I keep seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep feeding the ball.
Yeah.
Like Jarquez Hunter only had 4 rushes the entire game. So you have that problem. You're not running the ball. When you're playing at night, you're playing at a different stadium, you're playing away, you have a second string quarterback in there making his first start, and you have him throw the ball over 30 times.
Right.
Like, how do you expect the success to be there? His completion percentage was like 52%. So
you got to lead the guy into it, I feel like, and I feel like they didn't do that. I mean, I think they expected him to step up just immediately, and I don't think Finley's that guy. I'm just going to say it.
Well, you heard Harsin talk about how he was leading on the sidelines. He was leading in the huddle, which is great. But you have Bigsby with 164 yards, and you have Hunter with 22.
Right.
Just keep feeding the ball to these folks and open up that run game, because like you said, Finley's not that guy. I'm not saying he is or is not the guy, but this was not the weekend to make him the guy.
Right. And I'll tell you one thing I'm really shocked at. South Carolina, over the last 2 weeks, has come to play.
Yeah.
Between Florida and Auburn. And Auburn, like, they've come to play with what they have, what resources they have available with players.
And let me go ahead and tell you that congratulations to South Carolina and Shane Beamer making being bowl eligible the first
year
season.
one. Yeah. And that's a big achievement.
No, exactly.
Between quarterback situation they've had early on and everything, it's
first year head coach. Phenomenal.
First time head coach also.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that point. So, and we couldn't stop South Carolina either.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Beamer came out and said after the game that they only ran 2 plays through the entire second half. Like, that's the meme of the week in the Auburn fan base. You know, he was running his own play and then a quote-unquote inside duo, which I just called inside run. Mm-hmm. He said they just ran that play over and over.
Just ran it down your throat.
Yeah.
I mean,
just like with Mississippi State last weekend or 2 weekends ago where they were able to just throw the ball at will, nickel and dime us down the field.
There's a guy in my Madden league that we play with, and he runs the same play like that. And he says he's going to run it till you stop it. I mean,
why wouldn't you? So, speaking of, running the ball, the running back's name is White. I can't remember his first name, but White rushed for 99 yards. So, he almost had...
I didn't necessarily stop him either. I mean, you held him for 100 yards, but still.
On 16 carries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're still moving the ball.
That's my thing with that kind of stat is you give the ball enough, you're going to get some yards. I mean, the average may not be worth the crap, but you're going to get the yards.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to push the ball downfield, which is what you want to do in any situation.
Yeah. Overall, do you feel? How do you feel about Finley?
I feel like he overthrows a little bit, and I feel like
is he progressible? Is he coachable? Let's put it that way.
I think everyone's coachable if they open their mind up.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure with the type of offense I kind of think Harsin's kind of trying to implement here. I think Finley is the better quarterback in terms of handing the ball off, 2 big tight end sets, play action pass. I think that Finley's the better quarterback in that regard. But Bo Nix has the athletic ability that Finley doesn't, to scramble, to open up, to keep the safeties honest, keep everyone honest.
Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on the way that Harsin wants to talk about to establish his tenure here at Auburn.
Yeah. Now, before we end the episode, I want to ask you something, get your opinion on something.
I still got to talk about the controversial play call.
Yeah, that's fine. No.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be quick. We're almost.
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
It has nothing to do with that call. Go ahead. I want to hear your controversial call.
All right. So the controversial call was the punt that we're gonna call it a muff punt there.
As an Alabama fan, it did not get touched on him, and even if it did, based off the review that you've seen, that was not.
That's it.
That was not a conclusive way that you can call that play. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it like that.
That's it. So if that ball, I will not say it touched or did not touch. Mm-hmm. The call on the field, I'm getting very heated up right now. The call on the field was he did not touch the ball. And I don't care how many times you zoom in. I don't care how many times you squinch that image and zoom in on it. There is no way that you can say definitively that it touched his body.
Yep.
The trajectory didn't change, as the announcer said. You had several people in the field or on like the SEC officiating back home, whatever we want to talk about again.
Yeah, Birmingham.
That said that it did not touch him.
Yeah.
From what I've seen and what I've read.
And like I said,
or it couldn't be overturned. Let's put it that way.
That was SEC officiating in a nutshell right there.
Dude, these last 3 weeks, let me tell you,
it's been longer than
frustrated.
That. It's just.
We need an audit done.
Oh yeah.
We need an internal, not internal, an NCAA audit of the SEC officiating. And I'm not saying it because they're pulling against Auburn. This is across the board, going back to the Penn State game.
I have no problem with them reviewing the play and being thorough and all that. I have no problem with that. My problem comes in is when you're affecting the outcome of the game based off a inconclusive video that you cannot definitively determine what exactly happened. Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad the officials got a lot on their plates. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not.
But some of these these calls, whether they go for Alabama, whether they go against Alabama, whether they go for Auburn, whether they go against Auburn. Some of the plays, this is game time plays that matter in the end of the game. Like, this affected the end of the Auburn game. Yeah. Auburn had a last chance. Would they have got it? We don't know.
Exactly. To be clear, I'm not saying that's the reason they lost the game, folks. There's a lot of things going on there that we need to address. But to be clear, This did not help Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no definitive that, oh my God, they're going to score and win the game. You know, it could have been fourth down, over with, just like that.
Yeah, and then one last thing real quick for the Auburn side of things. When it's 4th and 1, don't throw the ball 50 yards downfield. You have a quarterback that's 6'7". By the way, we heard that a lot during this week.
He's Cam Newton like.
Yeah, we heard it all the whole game. 6'7", 245. Just fall forward.
Yep.
Hand the ball off to your running back who's got 7.5 yards carry. That's it for me.
Okay,
Ask the question.
So at the end, this is the end of the episode. Brian Harsin has been linked to the Washington job. He's from Washington, I think.
Yeah.
Is he taking it? Let me ask you in 2 parts here.
No.
1, is he taking it? And 2, are you going to be happy if he takes it?
No, he's not going to take it because I don't think that's the type of man he is. He talks about culture, building a program, coming in, execution. I do not believe he's leaving Auburn football. And if he does, it's going to hurt his career long term because
Lane Kiffin situation.
The jumping ship so quick. So will I be happy? I'm not disappointed with Harsin at this point. I wish he'd kind of put his foot down and tell Mike Bobo not to throw the ball 50 yards downfield on 4th and 1 and tell Derek Mason to quit rushing 3 people when you're not getting any pressure on a quarterback that's completed 44 or 55 passes. War Eagle.
Yeah. All right. So
that's it.
One more thing. This is just for fun here. I saw a rumor on Reddit that Harsin was a Scientologist. And the reason I say that is
I've not seen this.
The reason I say that, asked about the Washington job, is because there's a Scientology church like practically next door to the campus. So that's like where this whole rumor of him possibly going over there and all this stuff. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm sorry you had to stick around for that little explanation.
I'm just saying. This is stuff I've seen on Reddit.
I haven't seen. That's interesting. All right.
Oh, yeah. So
War
anyway,
Eagle.
thank you guys for tuning in, man. We had some pretty interesting discussions on this one.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like button, drop comments below. Let us know what you guys think. These were some interesting games this past weekend.
Yeah, and if you made it to this far in the video, make sure to talk about the Brian Harsin Scientology thing.
If you know.
I don't know.
If it's true.
I don't know
So
anything about
anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys later.